All right, you know, you don't often come across the 23-year-old actress whose career spans 2 decades, but that's the case with my next guest. You've seen her in the film 21, and she's in the upcoming Blame It on the Bellboy, all the way from England. Please give her a nice welcome. Patsy Kensit, folks. You have that thing. I know when all the men here found out you're coming today, they all...
No, it's my husband. I put him out there to whoop it up.
Sounds multiphrenic. I think I heard a few voices.
He's a very clever guy. He can throw his voice
everywhere. Now, hey, how is it in L.A. for you? I know you're from London. My wife used to live in London. She lives here now, and obviously, because we live together, we're married. But she says sometimes it's a huge gap between the two. You like it over here?
Yes, very much. I don't live here, so I get to come in and do what I think, you know, most actresses want to do in Los Angeles is work, and then I get out and go home and, you know, live my life.
Mm-hmm. And you've had such a long career for such a young lady. Your first film role was in the Great Gatsby, right?
Yes.
You played, I think we have a picture of it here.
You do?
Yeah, I think we have a little pic. My crack research staff. Can I get a camera over here? Oh, there it is. It's up. Yeah, now that's you on the left, and the little child on the right is, no, obviously you're Mia Farrow's daughter in the film.
That's me, yeah.
Now, did that, like, light the fuse for you? Did you feel you had to act?
Just to explain quickly how that happened, Jack Clayton, who directed the film, didn't want to get a professional child to play that part. It was something like 4 scenes, you know. If you sneeze, you'd have missed me. But he wanted to get a normal little girl, and at that age, it's very difficult to go to schools and drag children out. So the woman who cast the movie in the UK asked all her friends to bring their kids along, and my mum was a friend of hers, and we went as a favor, and I got it, and it was just something I did in the summer holidays or Easter break. It was a hobby for me. And when I got to about 16, I worked with the Royal Shakespeare Company, and I decided then that something clicked, and I wanted to do it for good.
So that the interim 12 years, you didn't really...
No, it was you know, I loved doing it. Most of my friends belonged to drama clubs, and I was actually fortunate enough to be doing it for real. And I met some great people, and it was a great experience. But I went to a convent, so I couldn't take time out of school, and I didn't really talk about it to the girls. It was something it was my little thing, you know.
Mm-hmm. Now, your parents, even though they let you play in that, they kept you on a pretty strict leash when you were young, didn't they? Convent school, you say?
Well, this is about convent girls. I don't know how true it is. I loved my school. You know, the nuns were fantastic, and their idea of my finest hour was the Gilbert and Sullivan opera. You know, Iolanthe, the fairy, and that. So I haven't been back since I left. But it was great fun, and they were wonderful people, and I got to see the way they lived, and a lot of my friends weren't fortunate enough to have a brother like I did, so I was around guys, and it wasn't such a big deal to sort of see a boy as it was for a lot of my friends. Right,
but did you find that I found the nuns when I was young so morbid? I went to Catholic school. I didn't go to convent school, but I went to Catholic school. I remember in 2nd grade, this woman telling me that to get First Communion, you had to have your 2nd teeth. And to get your 2nd teeth, this one little kid really wanted communion bad. He took a hammer and he knocked out his 1st teeth so he could get his 2nd teeth. And even then I looked up and said, Jesus, that's a psychotic little tale, you know. I just always thought nuns were so bizarre from that sort of stuff.
But quite serene, and you know, I suppose that's a pretty wild story, but I didn't have anything like that. I did actually
Thank God.
No, but you're going to think this is even more morbid. One thing that did happen was when I was in the sort of the second year of senior school, I guess that's 12 years old, one of the nuns died, and we were given the option, and it was an option, whether we wanted to go in and see the dead nun and pray for her soul. So, of course, all of my friends and I wanted to go and look at, you know, the dead body, but in retrospect, I guess it was a pretty bizarre thing to have, you know, offered to you at school. But I guess it's,
yeah, it's extracurricular activity. It's a no-credit course, viewing the dead nun. I think I saw that scene in Where Angels Go, Trouble Follows, the Haley Mills film, didn't I?
No.
Scene about dead nuns. Hey, now what's the Bellboy film about? This sounds like it's the Fish from Wanda people?
Yes, the producers of that. It's a black comedy, and I don't know, you know, some people may like it, some may not. It's doing brilliantly in England at the moment. As I say, it's black humor, and I play a real estate agent in that who is a pretty sleazy, nasty character.
Mm-hmm. Boy, that's hard to imagine.
What, me playing
No,
that?
real estate. Real estate people being sleazy.
Oh, well.
Well, you know, it's weird. In London, real estate's a whole different game. I remember I was over there and I was reading the magazines and it kept saying freehold, freehold, freehold.
Yeah.
All these houses for sale. And I said, what the hell's freehold? To my wife, she said, you idiot, that means you get to keep it for life. When you buy a place in England, you don't even get to keep it your whole life, do
No,
you?
a lot of the places are leases.
Yeah, like
so,
60-year leases. You buy a place,
99 years.
you know, and pay it off, and 60 years later they kick you out. What the hell kind of deal is that?
It's England, isn't it?
Yeah, that makes no sense to me. They're going to do that to the Queen? Does she have a freehold on that? Or... I think we ought to just walk in one day and say, hey, baby, pick up, let's go, next people. Well, I hope the new film does well for you. It's Blame It on the Bellboy, and thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Nice to meet you, Patsy.
Nice to meet
Patsy
you.
Kensit, folks.